Imagine a single weapon capable of halting an entire regiment in its tracks, pinning down thousands of soldiers in the muddy confines of their trenches for hours, sometimes even for days. During the First World War, this wasn't some grim hypothetical. It was a terrifying, undeniable reality. Troops on the ground simply knew it as the Steel Storm, a haunting moniker that continues to resonate through the annals of history. When the Great War erupted in August 1914, the prevailing military mindset among European commanders was still rooted in a bygone era. They envisioned sweeping cavalry charges, heroic bayonet assaults, and swift, decisive advances across pristine green fields. Most genuinely believed the entire conflict would be decisively concluded before Christmas. Yet, within a mere few months, the world was brutally confronted with a stark new truth. A revolutionary invention had arrived, poised to fundamentally rewrite every established rule of modern combat: the machine gun. On the grim battlefields of the Western Front, particularly amidst the horrific carnage of the Battle of the Summer in 1916, the most soul-chilling sound wasn't the roar of heavy artillery or the concussive shock of exploding shells. Instead, it was a chilling, rhythmic clatter of a Maxim gun. This water-cooled marvel of engineering, capable of unleashing thousands of rounds in an unbroken torrent, transformed vast open fields into unforgiving killing grounds in a matter of mere seconds. Picture yourself huddled in a freezing trench in northern France, the pre-dawn gloom still clinging to the landscape. The air is thick with a damp scent of churned earth and acrid gun oil. From somewhere beyond the wire, an unsettling, mechanical breathing begins, a chilling sound, almost as if a monstrous steel creature is stirring to life. Then, the piercing whistle shrills. Thousands of soldiers, a desperate mix of hope and paralyzing fear etched on their faces, clamber over the parapet. They surge forward, and in an instant, brilliant streaks of machine gun fire rip across the dawn horizon. Men crumple and fall, one after another, as the entire landscape is rapidly consumed by acrid smoke and unspeakable horror. Machine guns transcended mere instruments of death. They fundamentally altered the very nature of fear. Even in their eerie silence, their unseen presence compelled men to remain buried beneath the earth's surface. The slightest exposure, a mere helmet glimpse above the parapet, could spell instantaneous demise. In the infernal landscapes of Verdun and Ypres, soldiers sometimes endured days of agonizing paralysis, barely daring to stay. Their struggle wasn't directly against an opposing army. It was a desperate battle against the relentless march of time, the unyielding supremacy of steel, and the ever-present, terrifying unknown. Mechanically, the operation of these fearsome weapons seemed deceptively straightforward. Each fired round harnessed its own recoil energy to automatically cycle and chamber the next. In previous centuries, a skilled musketeer might manage to fire 2 or 3 rounds in a minute. During World War I, however, a machine gun could unleash hundreds, approximately 500 rounds packed into a single minute. Envision, if you can, 500 discrete opportunities for death, each meticulously measured within the brief span of 60 seconds. This astonishing technological leap irrevocably transformed the very face of warfare. To charge across an open field, once a heroic tactic, now became instant, suicidal folly. Armies responded by burrowing deeper and deeper, constructing immense, intricate trench networks that snaked their way from the North Sea across the entire continent, all the way to the Swiss border. Every single meter of ground painstakingly gained demanded an unimaginable toll of human sacrifice. Verdun, Ypres, Arras. These are not names etched into history by glorious victories, but rather by the relentless, indiscriminate slaughter of ceaseless gunfire. Eyewitness reports from the summer describe how, on the very first day of the battle, a mere 2 German machine guns were sufficient to halt an entire British brigade in its tracks. This was not for any lack of British courage or resolve. Rather, it was a brutal demonstration that valor and bravery counted for absolutely nothing against steel projectiles hurtling through the air at speeds far exceeding human capability. Veterans of the conflict frequently recounted that they rarely heard the distinct sound of the machine gun itself. Instead, what became seared into their memories was a terrifying, almost ethereal whisper of bullets tearing through the air just above their heads. This chilling, omnipresent sound transformed into a haunting whisper that pursued many long after the last shots of the war had faded. By 1918, new innovations like tanks and aircraft were beginning to exert a powerful influence on military strategy, and artillery became increasingly sophisticated. Yet, through it all, the machine gun steadfastly remained the most universally feared and devastating weapon on the ground. From that pivotal moment onward, every nation was forced to internalize a difficult and enduring truth. The trajectory of modern warfare would no longer be dictated by individual bravery or mass courage, but rather by the relentless march of technology, cold, mechanical, and utterly unstoppable. Today, as we cast our gaze back at the First World War, it often feels like a distant, almost abstract tragedy, separated from our present by the vast chasm of time and fading memory. But if you could transport yourself to the summer in 1916, standing amidst the chaos and watching the morning fog violently blossom crimson under the relentless hail of machine gun fire, you would grasp, with chilling clarity, precisely how one single weapon irrevocably reshaped the entire logic of warfare. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this profound story. If you are intrigued to explore more hidden perspectives and untold narratives of the First World War with me, please do like and subscribe so that we can continue this vital historical journey together. But out there, beyond the muddy trenches and the suffocating smoke, what further horrors, what new advancements were truly awaiting humanity next?